I'm here with Roy Rickstrew, and we are going to be, well, he is your disability rep. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Social Security, disabilities, things like that. But something that happens to so many people, they decide to get married.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's a lot of changes that happen.
Yes, that's correct. And we're coming up on Valentine's Day, so you know the lovey-dovey stuff. It's a great subject for us to address.
The lovey-dovey stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we get married at Social Security, it makes an impact on some benefits. So the Social Security disability is based on the money you paid in the years that you worked.
Right.
And that program doesn't really have strict income or resource limits. There is an earnings limit. If you make too much money, it looks like you're able to be full-time employed and not disabled, but there's not real strict income and resource limits exactly.
Okay.
But the SSI program, for folks who haven't paid in, years ago they used to call this the housewives program because a lot of women worked inside the home,
Right,
but not outside the home, and so they didn't have that earnings record from employment outside the home. But the SSI program does have really strict income and resource limits.
Okay.
And so what happens a lot of times is an individual will draw that benefit as a single person. They get hitched, and all of a sudden there's more income in the household that has to be counted.
Right.
And a lot of times people overlook this. And so the SSI program has a maximum grant, for example, a little over $940 for a single person. But when that extra income gets introduced, it either reduces the grant substantially, or depending on your spouse's income, it may eliminate it entirely.
Oh, that's kind of, all right, that's one of those unforeseen things if you're not up to date on how it all works.
It is for a lot of people. And, something that really came up when they legalized gay marriage, there were a lot of people that were not husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, or whatever the situation may have been. Mm-hmm. But when the law changed, they went out and immediately got married, right? Because now you could legally. Well, those folks who were drawing SSI benefits as individuals became couples in that scenario. Income increased, and a lot of people lost their benefits as a result of that.
All right, now I'll throw this out there. Does it all go back to okie dokie just by getting a divorce?
No, not necessarily, because Social Security looks at whether or not we're holding out as married. And what that means is if you're cohabitating, you're sharing bills, you're on the lease together, or you're buying cars or have bank accounts together, if you look like your spouses, Social Security can treat you as spouses, even if you're not legally married anymore.
Okay, so it's you're not going to get away with it that way.
No. The other thing that comes up, is a lot of children's benefits are based on household income. Mm-hmm. So if you add a step parent, the income goes up, the child's benefits may reduce.
This doesn't sound like a bunch of good news.
No, and unfortunately, it's supposed to be a happy time when we go into nuptials.
True.
But for a lot of people, there's a big surprise after the fact.
So part of the thing is it's a great idea to know ahead of time before you make these kind of decisions. At least it'll help you with your decision.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. The last thing is if you're a disabled adult child, and these are folks who became disabled before age 21, they draw benefits usually off of a parent's work record. When they get married, that eligibility ends. The idea at Social Security is you become protected under your spouse's work record, and so you no longer have that protection from your parents. So it can have a pretty substantial decrease in benefits or eliminate benefits entirely.
I have to be honest, but about 2/3 of the way through, I kind of went like this. I kind of blocked out. This is the reason to have someone like yourself in your corner if you are going through these things.
Yeah, it's amazing. You go get married, it's a happy time, but it can be financially devastating for some folks. And so, I definitely need to talk to Social Security, talk to a representative, give us a ring here, kind of go over the ramifications of that. Want to make sure that your happy day stays a happy day.
All right. See, here's the guy to give a call. Your disability rep, Roy Rickstrew.